Hello friends, BD here from Team Allius, and today I will be adding the Farmland texture to my Minecraft Vanilla resource pack. If you're new to this series, I strongly suggest you watch the dirt video first as I explain the basic setup and tools used for these textures. If you already know all that, then stay tuned for my next texture. So this one was originally supposed to be the dirt texture, but it ended up looking more like farmland, so I changed it. I also have some references on the side because I was trying to get a similar style for this block. I was inspired by the art from a mobile game that I've been playing recently and really wanted something like that for this piece. I used a reddish brown to play about and try and find something that looks right. I decided I liked the top to have a hard edge and then fade it off the further down you went. I then went and added some details like rocks and cracks to make it a bit more interesting. After that, I start adding in different brown shades for highlights and shadows, just roughly trying to get the image from my head onto the canvas. Once I was happy with the layout, I went back and started to refine the texture, smoothing out lines, neatening up edges and fixing some of the colours. Once again, making use of the offset tool to make sure everything lined up and tiled correctly. I do this for all my textures. I tried to keep the references in mind and the top part was looking a bit too empty, so I added in some more details and changed some of that section to add a bit more variety. I go back and refine things even more, making the rocks and cracks look even smoother. At this point I put the texture in game, but I wasn't really happy with it. It's hard to obviously, and it didn't really look as good as I thought it did, so I went back to Photoshop to try and fix it. First of all, I moved the large stones at the bottom to the middle and blended them into the darker section. I felt those stones were part of the problem, but I wanted to keep them in. I then went back to the curved area at the top of the texture. I felt that was the main issue with the tiling problem, so I got rid of it completely. And then added in some more shading and made some of the top section a little more subtle. With the texture fixed, I went back in game and I was much happier with the final result. Here you can see it working in action. This was actually the first texture I did. As I mentioned before, it was originally meant to be dirt, but after showing Dalton and the others, they said it looked more like farmland. So after trying it out, I could see what they meant and decided to keep it as the farmland texture. I made a darker version of it as well for the wet farmland. So with the texture in its new role, I was very pleased with how it turned out. After changing it, it no longer tiles too obviously and it lines up perfectly. It fits in well with the other textures I've done so far as well, although I'm sure I'll like it even better once the crop textures are done to fit with it. But that's it for this video. I hope you're liking these so far. I will try and get a new texture video out every weekday, so keep checking back if you're interested to see how this project goes. Don't forget to leave a comment below to let me know what textures you'd like to see me do next. You can also subscribe to the Team Allius YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest videos from myself and the others. But until next time, take care.